I played Hades.
Okay. You start. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not, dude. That was part 1 of my week. I haven't even gotten the games I played. Hades 2 came out. It shadow dropped.
That was damn early access.
My whole shit up. I had plans.
It's going down.
So have you bought Hades yet, Wooly?
Yeah.
Did you read the store page very carefully?
No, just bought it.
Well, I have something on the store page, a very interesting note that you should have read. So on the Hades 2 store page, it says early access, right? Why early access? We thought it would be, that blurb, right? Well, if you scroll down to how long it'll be, blah, blah, blah. How is the full version? Oh, here it is. What is in the current state of the early access version of Hades 2? Quote, Hades 2 in early access already has more environments, foes, and fully voiced characters than the full version of the original Hades game.
Jesus Christ.
But it isn't complete in key areas, characters, foes, narrative events, and systems are still to come, end quote.
Yo.
It does. It does.
Whoa.
So they actually said this out loud when they announced the game. They said, we don't want to bring it to early access until it has more than Hades does, right? And you and I talked about it on the podcast, and we both came to the conclusion that what they meant was more stuff than Hades 1 early access had. Mm-hmm. But no, they actually meant the other one. They meant it needs to have more than Hades 1 has right now.
Okay.
And it does.
Okay. So I have to assume that the way that they developed Hades 1, now with it being such a breakout success, their development strategy must have changed. They must have scaled up to be able to do that, right? Because originally, Supergiant was kind of rolling out this small team of rotating members, and it was always a background project that just had a small crew of people that were like coming in and then leaving and adding and contributing over a long period of time. But Hades has been so fucking successful that it's like I can see this easily becoming the priority and then getting a much bigger team dedicated to it, because like the original plan was essentially to develop, in a lot of cases, early access is not structured for that. Like there'll be a dev team at like full size, working for a particular push. But like it sounds the way that the first game was developed was like truly it stayed at that scale as they hit launch and as they hit 1.0. If they're doing that with this, that's an insane amount of time that they've been working on this. And I don't know like how early into the last one they would have started development. But if they're describing getting to this point in less than half the time it took them to do this on the first game, it must have changed their entire dev cycle.
Oh yeah. Also, they can reuse a lot of the tech.
Oh yeah,
from 1 to 2.
Right.
So
much more cash to work with now too. Yes.
So I don't know how many levels are currently in, but there are people in my chat telling me they are fighting Kronos. They can get to the final boss. Like it is not launching the way Hades did, where it was 1 floor, 2 floor, 3 floor, 4. It is launching. Here's most of the fucking game.
Here come the Furies, etc. Wow.
Here's most of the game. And you can see the little bits that they haven't finished. This character doesn't have a portrait. The upgrade thing doesn't have the art for the Arcana cards. It doesn't have all the weapons, but it has 4 weapons with 3 aspects each to start.
Okay. Now, is there anything to say that this is quote unquote early access? Like,
yeah, you can see holes.
Okay.
There are holes. Like you go into the keepsake menu, and they're literally all rings with a little A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like down the list. You get certain boons, and they don't have icons; they just have letters on them.
But it is feature complete.
Karen has a placeholder art, which is funny because he was in the first game and didn't. That kind of thing. I don't know about feature complete. I'm not going to say that. But like the skeleton of the game is fully there.
Okay.
And it's great. It's great.
I mean, I would fucking imagine.
It's great.
It's wild to think of like as much content as the original game's final state, but like placeholders. Like it's just like you're not. There's a lot of shit that needs to be like polished up, I guess. But like the breadth of the surface is
okay. So
is
like
massively
it launched
expansive.
at version 0.900 something, and it definitely feels like version 0.9. It feels almost done.
Okay.
Like when Hades came out in early access, it was like, ooh, this is a little piece, right? This feels like the last patch before Hades is 1.0.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think might have the Nix or whatever, the Nix update, I think, or something like that. Maybe I'm.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it only on Steam right now?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. I bought it on Steam.
Interesting.
It's gorgeous. It's fucking awesome. The music, the characters,
as expected.
I literally have a single complaint, and we can talk way more about Hades next week when you've gotten some time in on it. I assume you're gonna.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you mentioned it.
Yeah.
One complaint. Some of the weapons just don't feel quite as good as Zag's.
Okay.
So right now there's the staff, the knives, the torch, and the axe. And I think there's a fifth one, but I don't know about it.
Legacy stuff there or no?
What's that?
Legacy weapons are there or no?
No.
Okay.
But they're just not quite punchy enough. They don't feel quite as perfect as Zag's weapons do.
Okay. Are there paths?
What's that?
Are there paths?
Oh, you mean the aspects?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are.
Okay.
And there's just so much like interesting shit like going on. Like Nemesis is there, and she has the aspect of the Nemesis as her sword, like the Zag sword aspect of the Nemesis.
Okay.
Like you run into Eris, which was one of the aspects of the adamant rail, and she has the adamant rail aspect of Eris on her. Like, of course she does.
Yeah, sick. Okay.
Because she's that weapon.
Cool. Okay.
All the boons got reworked and all that. The game has one of the features that I wasn't expecting at all. The game has a lot more story in it to like per run.
Mm-hmm.
So they've added a feature to make sure that you see it. If you're going too hard and styling too well,
you don't miss anything.
A character will show up and fucking curse you as you go into a new area with a stacking debuff per room that makes it impossible to win that run.
Oh, wow. Okay. Because you're missing out on story and shit that's supposed to progressively occur.
Yeah. It is enemies do 20% more damage, and it stacks another 20% per room.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck you. Absolute fuck you. You're
right.
Yeah, you're
and I got to one at the end of one run in which I got to the end of a door, and Kronos said fuck off and just sent me right back to camp. I didn't even lose.
Okay.
They just said no, stop.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna be jumping in to try it out. Now I have done my I guess whatever post, like you beat it proper the first time and then you unlock your multiple runs
and then you beat it the 10 times.
Right. So I'm still working on my true ending.
Well, so there's 3 in Hades 1. There's beat Hades once. There's beat Hades 9 more times, and then there is max out the affinity of every single god in Olympus.
Uh-huh.
That last one is not fucking worth it.
Okay.
As somebody who got it, it is not worth it.
Main point, get to your 10th ending.
Yeah.
And that's your point of your credits. Okay.
Yeah, because they show you credits and there's a song. And,
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm gonna jump in, to try this out and just sample it a little bit. But when it comes to my own time, I would want to go back and work on that.
Yeah, no, Hades 2 is it's great. There's so many little things that pop up that are just massive fucking improvements. But the one that shows up the most is the way you had fishing in the original. And like you do a little ding and then maybe you go find a fish to get a fish out. There's like mining, there's gathering plants and farming.
Oh wow, a whole bunch of distracting shit.
And there's fishing, and there's a fourth one, I think. I forget what it is. But when you start your run, you have to pick which bonus one you want. You have to pick, do I want the pickaxe for mining or do I want the fishing rod for that? And one of the first upgrades in the game is when you finish the room and you hear that ding that says that there's a collectible, a gigantic white light will float off your character and point to the resource that is hidden on the map. So you don't do what I did over and over and over and over and over, which was forget that there was a fish to get.
Smart. Quality of life. Okay. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
I have other questions, but fuck it.
I have a big question, but no one I don't think can answer me, because you go to the pick your weapon area, and then you go down to doing the dungeon where you go down a set of steps to start the first level, and right next to it is a set of steps that goes up, and it says "Go up?" ? And it's sealed. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Could be.
I don't know what the fuck that is. Okay, Gilroy Goldblood, fucking DM me on Twitter and tell me what it is. I don't give a shit.
Oh, the content is there. It's not for later. Okay. Up is in the game.
I am kind of expecting that Zagreus is in this game somewhere, either as a boss or as his moveset being integrated as a second character.
I mean, the cool sequel thing is to do the cool sequel thing.
Yeah, I want both. I want him to be a boss and to have his whole moveset come over.
Above. Yeah. Cool.
People are also thinking he might be a boon giver, which would be awesome.
To just chat. Yeah.
Someone DM me what Go Up is. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.